Hello, everyone.
Darkside Phil here, and welcome to a very special event. Ladies and gentlemen, today I celebrate 15 years. This is such trash gameplay, see? Do you want to teabag me, huh? You can go fuck yourself.
Alright, Cream Sardine, would you like me to ban you now or later? Because I just said I don't want anyone bitching about this, and you're bitching, and I've had enough.
With me, Late Night RPG Fun, please support the stream. As you can see, almost no one's done that. We have one super chat, a couple memberships, which is nice, and one tip. Well, I take that back. That's actually 3 tips together for $5. It's been a wild ride.
If there's one thing we all understand, is that we all gonna leave a legacy once we move on from this life, whether that's a good legacy or a bad legacy, but you always want to leave something behind. And in Phil's case, he actually decided to have the nerve to talk about how people are rewriting his legacy. And instead of me flapping my gums about it, let's just get right into the video, shall we?
That good? All right. Perfect.
Yes, perfect. Why didn't you fix this before you started your stream, Phil? Anyways, let me let him continue.
Why do I think the FGC dislikes me so much? There's many different reasons.
Oh, really? Many different reasons. Are you going to tell the truth why they don't like you? Or are you just come up with another convincing lie? Let's see.
There's many different reasons. Because there's different eras of people, okay? Old school players who are still around and are verbose don't like me.
Can we be real specific, or do you not know?
There was a problem. I think it was the PlayStation version.
Because when you play Bison and you hit a Fierce Flame and it only goes like 20% of the screen, you got a problem with the game. And you got some,
that's the answer I was looking for.
You got some idiot named DSP who's a total piece of shit, by the way. I like to get that on YouTube, but this guy thought he was hot shit because he beat me and Choi in a game that was like. It's like fucking Neo Geo conversion of Street Fighter or some crap, dude. and he was so proud that he put under as a signature, he's the #1 US ranked Super Turbo player that year. But I mean, look at him now.
Because back in the day, I was the whistleblower.
No. Back in the day, you was an asshole, just like you are still an asshole. You actually came in full of piss and vinegar thinking you was high and mighty. And the fact of it is, one, you sucked back then. But the thing is, you were such a sore loser that you almost had Jaha wanting to kick your ass.
I was the guy who exposed corruption. When tournaments were being basically rigged, I was the one who yelled about it. So do you think the top players who were benefiting from the tournaments being rigged liked the fact that I was the guy who talked about it?
One man from DSP to report this match is disqualified.
Where am I playing? You still haven't told me. Jesus Christ, man.
Treat you like you're a brother.
Everyone says that I'm a big hater, but I only hate on people because they hate on me first. So everything that I say on the internet may be in good fun, but it's just in reaction to all the other bullshit that goes on behind the scenes. We'll see today what really happens when Valle and Choi play me on an arcade cabinet and see what new excuse they can think up.
Fine, I'll be in it.
First and foremost, Phil, back then, again, you was also screaming and yelling, being Mr. High and Mighty. You was also throwing some racial stuff back in there. It's a sad thing that not too many of the videos have been stored for documentary reasons, but I guarantee you, I'm gonna keep digging to find those.
Of course not. They hated me. They're like, dude, you're blowing it for us. Why don't you shut the fuck up? I was like, because it's not right.
Because it's not right. No, Phil. You, once again, you were being a complete dickhead. You was actually pissing a lot of people off, including the people that was watching the FGC. And the thing is, they tried to be very cordial with you, but you kept pushing buttons upon buttons.
Oh, I don't care who benefits.
That's a bunch of bullshit!
This is fucked up that these tournaments are rigged and you get preferential treatment and all this shit is happening. It's just fucked up. It shouldn't happen. So they don't like me because of that. During the Street Fighter 4 era, a whole new group didn't like me because there were online creators.
Are you fucking serious? He didn't block. Oh my god!
Sonic Boom.
I didn't jump. No Dragon Punch.
Sonic Boom.
Grab his ass. No, of course not. I don't even know why I'm trying. I seriously don't even know why I'm trying.
Guile wins.
I can't get a match where I could actually do reactionary moves. People could jump in and sweep, and I can't block or uppercut. So. Not like I could actually tech any of these throws because of the fucking lag, but whatever.
Dragon Punch, no, of course not. No fucking Dragon Punch, man. Come on. The game was over. No fucking Dragon Punch, man. Come on. No Dragon Punch. I'm pressing a button. Fucking annoying bullshit, dude. I'm tired of this. Give me a fucking move. Oh my god! That was a Dragon Punch. What the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? This guy's just random Dragon Punch. Look at this! This guy's the most lucky player I've ever seen in my life. I don't even care. Just beat me. Fucking lucky ass idiot. Complete online tactics. Yes, try doing mid-screen medium punch, Dragon Punch, and an offline match and see what happens. Dumbass. Oh yeah! Oh my god! Are you kidding me? You got to be kidding! That was the worst fucking video I've ever seen. Everything he did was online only. Everything he did was insane risk. Massive reward if it works because of online hit connections and shit not working. That is a terrible fucking player. On YouTube trying to get noticed for their skill in Street Fighter 4.
Phil, going into Street Fighter 4, you already had a reputation of being a jerk. So they already expect you how you was. That's why they didn't like you there neither. And also when it came to Street Fighter 4, you only, either it was that Street Fighter 4 or the other one, anyways, one of those two, you literally had a Street Fighter fight that was much easier for you. That's why you landed 4th place in Evo. For that, guess what would have happened? You would end up being last as usual.
But I was just making casualized Street Fighter 4 videos of relatively low quality of skill, but I was getting 10 times more views than they were.
And the reason being is, number one, you had your cam in front of the TV and you was playing Street Fighter, but again, you still sucked in. And you was just pretty much being a raging lunatic, saying the most heinous and evil things. That's why people will watch you, just to record, to show people what kind of person you are. And you are still to this very day. The only thing is you try to hide it, but there's times where the mask slips.
I was being one of the notable YouTube creators for Street Fighter 4 while the pro players weren't getting noticed. And they hated me for that. They absolutely were like, I don't get it.
I would say so about that, but I already beaten the head of how much of an asshole he is. Let's just continue.
DSP, they would actually interview a pro player at a tournament. What do you think about DSP?
Did you have any more honorable, dishonorable mentions?
I guess I would agree with you with DSP.
Yeah, my boy.
Because what DSP does, like in person he's all nice to me and shit, but and then when he makes a YouTube video, he thinks he's all hard and crap. So that's what gets me pissed off. Like, do you guys remember the whole thing with DSP and like with the West Coast people, where they almost like he was like really scared because he was about to get beat up?
He was about to get roughed up. Yeah, I remember that in San Diego.
I think Jaha approached him at Evo or something, right?
Evo West, was that the San Diego event? Yeah.
Yeah, I think like Jaha and like Watson were like looking for him if he ever came down to one of the Evo events or something.
Yeah, so like he was like, I heard he was like crying and everything, so that was pretty funny.
Oh my goodness.
You know, they ask him that because I was hot for making Street Fighter content. Oh, I don't know who the fuck that is. I don't know what you're talking about. What?
No, when they asked him what about DSP, they all said the same thing. You're a jerk. You're an idiot. You are a poor player.
They would diss me because they were upset that I was popular and they weren't getting the views that I was getting. So that's another era. Now you got the Street Fighter 5 era. During the Street Fighter 5 era, I was very outspoken, saying things like Street Fighter 5 is trash.
You were saying the same thing with some of the other Street Fighters. Again, the only reason why you said it was trash because you were losing horribly, much more than you was in Street Fighter 6, even we'll say Street Fighter 4. But that's the only reason why. Other than that, Street Fighter 5 was not that bad.
It has all these problems, and here they are. And I exposed the game. I even made a video that got tons of views at the very beginning of Street Fighter 5 telling people the game is trash and the FGC is basically kissing the game's butt because they know that if Street Fighter doesn't have a game in the running as a major fight.
Before he continues on, let me address when it came to his review of Street Fighter 5. No, the reason why a majority of people watch it, they wanted to see how bad your critique was, and to no surprise, you said all these things that were false. The game was fine. may not be the best Street Fighter, but it wasn't the way you want, the way you said it, Phil. You just pretty much wanted to beat it in the head because, again, you are a very piss poor gamer, a very piss poor Street Fighter as well.
Fighting game, their community will dwindle, and they don't want to see the Street Fighter community dwindle. So they play this inferior game and praise it as if it's good, when in reality they know it's not. Now, I was hated on at the time, and
can't hear a word you're saying because you got 19,000 people calling you an asshole.
Everyone dumped on me for making that video at the beginning of Street Fighter V. Last year, Street Fighter 6 comes out, the entire FGC dumps on Street Fighter V. Oh yeah, that game was bad all along. But I said that when it came out, and you just crapped on me because you all cared more about your own popularity, your own profits on the videos and the streams.
No, Phil, they actually gave out fair critiques. The only reason why they dunk on you is because, again, when it comes to your reviews, it's your own personal opinions. It's not stating the facts of the problems of that game. Matter of fact, didn't you also say that the latest Final Fantasy was horrible because of the action, everything else, and you also want to say that the soundtrack was horrible, which, by the way, the soundtrack to the latest Final Fantasy, top notch.
Tournaments than actually admitting the game sucked. But now that the new one's out that's better, now you can say it sucked.
Because it improved on from Street Fighter V. Again, Street Fighter V was not as bad. Of course, it ain't like how it is with Street Fighter 6. Although the only critique I get to Street Fighter 6, it's way too easy for people to rank up into Master. There still should be some type of little bit of a curve to have people that when they go into Master, they are the best of the best, not just people grinding their way into it.
Each generation of Street Fighter, I'm the one who's outspoken and honest, and
honest. Please, you know when they're close to be honest. Because if you were really honest, you would have showed the receipts of your WWE champions in the interview, Phil. Did you do that? No.
The one who gets crapped on every single time. Now, of course, what they'll say is they'll lie and say, well, the reason we really don't like Phil is because he's toxic when he plays Street Fighter Online.
Which you are. You're very toxic. There's so many videos of that. Hell, there's been quite a few clips in my videos where I pretty much show how toxic you get, Phil.
About me being toxic playing Street Fighter Online. Everyone is toxic playing Street Fighter Online.
That is a lie. Even though I have not played Street Fighter in a long time, I've seen other people play it, and they don't get nowhere close to being toxic as Phil does. They may do a little bit of trash talking here and there, and that's just normal when you just talking trash, but not to the levels of what Phil does.
Hey, literally everyone was toxic at every single tournament and every single arcade. That's what it was. Like I said, it used to be like almost like...
Phil, when I went to the arcades, nobody talked like that because guess what? If you kind of did, there's a good chance that either A, your parent will come over, pop you upside the head, or B, you'll get into an actual fist fight for being that toxic.
Getting initiated into a college fraternity, like a good old boys club, like the shit talking and shit was part of the fun. That literally was part of the experience of playing competitive Street Fighter. It was commonplace. It wasn't I was the only one doing it. Literally, I learned it from others.
You learned it from others. Phil, I don't believe that one bit. You are who you are because you also demonstrated in other games where your toxicity come out. It literally comes out. So no, you didn't learn that. You always been like that. And I blame your dad for not give you the proper discipline to get that out of your system, because apparently you still have it ingrained in you.
So that's just their scapegoat bullshit to try to say, oh, here's the reason we don't like DSP. In reality, they don't like me because they know that at any given moment, I'm not beholden to Capcom or Street Fighter.
And these are the reasons why, ladies and gentlemen, that I want to take a wet floor sign and wrap it around his head. So that way, A, he can wear the sign, or B, you can see the caution tattoo on his forehead. Because this dude is a problem. He needs to be put in a mental institution somewhere so he can be studied. So that way, we don't have idiots such as him come into the world. That way, we can also have cures, because this person here is not human. Yes, he is a pig roach, but he is nowhere close to being human. To me, am I honest? He's a complete jackass in a human flesh.
I can say whatever I want, and it doesn't matter.
Hey, Phil, let me give you some free advice. Every action has a consequence. So guess what? When you run your mouth the way you do, there are consequences, like I'm doing right now, making a vid on this bullshit that you're spewing.
I don't have to worry about, I lost a sponsorship, I lost a partnership, I can't stream a tournament anymore. Oh no, no one will watch my tutorial videos on this new character, because I don't give a fuck about that.
Phil, the only thing you give a fuck about is draining people of their money and giving people brain aneurysms, because this is what you're trying to do to me.
I'm honest and transparent, and people...
I am not even going to cover that part, because you already know how we feel about him being transparent and being honest and telling the truth, because he does none of those.
That they want butt kissers. They want people who will always say the nice thing about the new game and get the big plug and get the money. And
says the same dude sitting in the chair with those stupid gunner glasses. It's actually quite sad that you had people who actually came out, gave you constructive criticism, you berated them, and then banned them, and then tried to rake them over the coals
to get that back. I don't understand. Why doesn't Phil just get that back, right? Because I've never been like that. I never will be like that. They hate that.
No, what we hate is you lying and you begging. Guess what, Phil? If you really wanted to get that bag, guess what you would be doing? You would actually literally have a 9-to-5 job. Go out to do what kind of job you want to be. And guess what? You get that bag that way, and then you can still stream another way. But no, once again, you choose to be home. But now I'm starting to see why you choose to be home, because you know damn well if you were to try to get a real job right now, you may have people come up and actually do heinous things. I'm not condoning to do that, but I would not blame them, especially how you've been for the past 15 years.
They want me to be another cog in the machine, and I refuse to do it, so they keep me over here as the black sheep. And it's hilarious, because how many times have I said over the years, I'm not part of the FGC?
And thank God, and they don't want you in there, and I'm glad they actually, when your face and your name pops up, this is who this idiot is. I'm glad they just demonstrate what kind of person he is and how his legacy is, because this is all you be known for, Phil.
FGC can never shut the fuck up about.
The reason why they can never shut the fuck up about you is because you can never shut the fuck up about them. Here we go again. You're constantly bringing them up.
People in the FGC making videos and shit about me. The scrub mentality. You're the fucking scrub. You made a video about someone who's not part of the FGC.
Really? All right, since you want to talk about scrubs, I forget this one person's name. It was a Cammy he fight. And this person, I don't believe they're in the FGC, but it was a Cammy that he fight that he lost to that gamer 21-1. Let that sink in, ladies and gentlemen. 21-1. And matter of fact, there was another time when you played Street Fighter, Phil, where you literally went 0-36 against a bunch of Kens who, again, were not in the FGC. So it doesn't have to do anything with the FGC, Phil. You just suck all across the board.
I literally keep telling you I have no desire to play the games competitively at any high level.
At any high level. Dummy, it wasn't that long ago when you was playing Street Fighter 6 on the Xbox, and then you decided, I'll get right back into my competitive spirit, got the game again, and bought a PlayStation or PlayStation 5, got another Spike Stick, mind you, at the cost of Jasper's blood work, and you literally said all that. So how in the world you gonna all of a switch up say you never be one competitive when you have said that quite a few times?
So why the fuck do you make a video about me and except you're a fucking loser?
We make a video about you to expose your dumbass, to expose the nonsense that comes out of your mouth. This is, oh my God, this is the reasons why, Phil, people hate your guts with a passion, because you are so arrogant, high and mighty, that I'm telling you right now, if we were brothers, we'd be on the news on a daily basis, because I'm certain I'd be fighting you every damn day.
Right? That's it. They won't shut up. They never will. They literally never will.
Ah, yes, I drink that seltzer water. Let me drink this seltzer water. I wish there was some gin in it. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I know that's kind of cringe, ladies and gentlemen, but when it comes to this fool, I gotta do it.
Anyway. That's about it. Spawn.
You do that again one more time, I'm gonna go over there and slap the complete shit out of you.
$2 super chat. He says, Nerd Josh is on Twitch and still active. That's awesome. He's a great guy. Nerd Josh was always a super cool guy. Used to hang out with him all the time and go to tournaments and stuff. In fact, Nerd Josh was someone who in the early 2000s.
Notice all of a sudden now he's kissing up to somebody named Nerd Josh, who I believe is part of the FGC. If not, correct me on the comments below. But this is how this person is. When people confront him, he literally turns into a puppy. Matter of fact, remember when King popped in? We saw how quickly you shrunk on that one, Phil.
I used to hang out with him, play Street Fighter in Connecticut. Capcom vs. SNK2 was the one that he was always heavily into, and he was always incredibly good at it. And then he got into other games like Guilty Gear and stuff like that that I didn't get into. No, I mean, like, seriously, the people who I used to hang out with, first of all, the Connecticut players, all retired.
Yes, they all retired because they want to move on to other things, do something else for their lives. Some may end up going into, let's say, making games, getting a job. Well, of course, clearly getting a job, moving to a career. Let's say, I don't know, the nursing field, maybe some of them went into the military. Again, majority of them just want to move on to do better things with their lives. Unlike you, Phil.
There's seriously not a single Connecticut player left playing at a competitive level who I used to hang out with back in the day. They all retired and moved on to have their own lives, so they're done. You wouldn't be able to talk to them about me because they don't exist anymore in the community, nor do they want to be associated with it. If you want to talk about the other people, I was on a team called Team Hate.
Team Hate, here we go again. Team Hate, which also he gave himself the quote unquote King of Hate.
It's like Nestor, also known as Coruchado online, Tony Barnhill, Paul Wall, and many others from this area of like Massachusetts, New Jersey, Connecticut, and I'm trying to remember where the Tokyo Game Action arcade was. I've forgotten now where it was. In that area. And that was a group of people who we were always traveling together.
Yeah, y'all always traveled together, but here's the thing. They only put up with you because you was on the same team. And actually, all of them actually came out and told how much of a jerk you was. As a matter of fact, the same jerk that you are to this very day.
And playing together and respecting each other. And like I said, I ran tons of tournaments in the New York, New Jersey, Connecticut area. I would travel to run these tournaments. Literally, these people don't play anymore, or they're out of the community. Some of them have passed away.
Phil, don't you even dare talk about the ones who have passed away. Do not be that disrespectful.
Better be careful about what the words that's about to come out of your mouth. Don't be disrespectful. You better be careful.
No one left from that era to come out and be like, yeah, Phil was awesome, because I'm the only one who's around making content online anymore.
Phil, you ever heard this old saying? If you smell smoke, isn't there fire? Yeah, in your case, they all told the truth about you because, once again, I know I already said this so many times in this video, how toxic you are and still are to this very day. I'm not going to repeat myself over and over it.
You know, the more prominent players like Justin Wong, I was never in the circles Justin Wong was. He was the New York circles. I wasn't really into the Chinatown Fair players and stuff.
First and foremost, I'm not even sure you even went down to New York, because with that same attitude, if you did went down to New York and did that, you would have got your ass kicked.
That was all fucking Empire Arcadia shit, which we were rivals with them and we didn't like them, you know? So that's why you guys, well, let's ask Justin Wong about Darkside Phil. He's not gonna know. He wasn't hanging out with me. You know, we were completely different circles.
I'm certainly sure if they were to ask him now his opinion about Phil, more than likely that, again, a negative, toxic asshole needs his ass beat.
Exactly. It was like rival arcades. You're right. A certain group of players would be rivals with another group of players, and so we'd always be at odds, right?
At odds. Phil, you're not in a gang. You're just being competitive. There's nothing different about that. You wasn't going out there physically assaulting each other. You was just being competitive in a video game. Good God, I hate it when he takes this long just to read a message. This is why you need to invest into a TTS. Goodness gracious, all this dead air for one message.
Any chance we'll bring back member nights for Street Fighter 6? How about we just fucking play Street Fighter 6 first?
And I'm not gonna let that continue because, again, his arrogance is really pissing me off with the point where I'm thinking about, let's just say, some not nice things about him. Good God, this dude, I swear, this is why a lot of people want to really go upside his head, because of how arrogant he is. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna be it for this video. Again, apologize, not a super long one. I'm gonna try to make the next few videos a little bit longer, giving out more of my opinions on Phil. Anyways, y'all have a pleasant day, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Take it easy.